Hello, welcome back to my channel. Yes. So, we lost to Newcastle. Shocker. You may have been or may not have been aware of that. But yes, we lost against Newcastle. And it was quite a disappointing loss. So, we get Leeds. We get, I believe, Fulham. After Leeds are struggling. Fulham. We've got a lot of easy fixtures coming up. I think we've got Sunderland and there, a lot of weak teams. This is the moment where we play a proper Champions League team. It's Leverkusen who's struggling, and we'll get there. But this is the moment where we play our strongest team, probably one last time, before we start rotating a bit against easier fixtures, to probably show, okay, we can win these games and to rebound. But again, I'll get more into that, but the epitome of what we have to do right now, what we have to do in this game, is rebound. Because we can't be playing the way we played against Newcastle. Show me that's a one-off. Show me this team can win 10 in a row. Ligt die Dutch? 9? Not really. My German is very bad now. I spoke some German back in the day, but it's very rusty now. My German now, super rusty. Anyhow, before we get into the players, my tactics, all of that, let's get into the chat. Sell Savio, buy Bowen. Again, I mean, I've repeated this 1,000 times, so I'm not gonna stick on it for very long. But in my opinion, the problem is not Savio, it is not Bob, it is not Doku. It's the fact that we've got all three at the same time and no experienced winger there. When we had Sani, we had Sterling and Mahrez. That's the difference. I don't care one way or another about Savio, Bob, Doku. What I do care about is a lack of seniority, experience in that area. But I've said that 1,000 times. I'm not gonna go over this again. Subscribe, yes sir, or ma'am. Do be liking, subscribing. We are a project player team. Will beating Leverkusen actually mean anything? I mean, yeah. If we win 30 games in a row, we win the title. It's that simple. So of course, winning games means something. I mean, I'm not saying we're gonna win 30 games, but win 50 games, you win the title. It's that simple. So, of course it matters. Of course it matters that we win now, because we're still in the Champions League as well. If we don't win the Premier League, win the Champions League, go win something else. Yes, it does matter if we beat Leverkusen now. Because you, factually, look at Man City last season. After 18 games, Man City was, 19 games. 19 games. Man City was 8 points behind Arsenal. Man City finished the season 3 points behind Arsenal. Okay, it's a better Arsenal team, sure. Sure, it's a better Arsenal team. But that Arsenal team beat us at the Emirates. We played them at the Etihad. You beat them? There you go. That 3 points difference suddenly becomes a 0 point difference. And Man City is a better team than last season. That's also true. Just factually, it's true. And then you look right now at the games Arsenal is coming up. By the way, they're only 7 points ahead, not 8. They might be less than 7 points ahead by January. So, yes, it does matter. Every game matters. And until you're out of the Champions League, or until you're qualified by proxy, every game in the Champions League matters. Same with the league. Same with any competition, really. Games matter. Games matter. So, yes, it does matter. Hello, big up to Wim. Big up. Savio hat-trick. That's not happening. Big up to Tausif as well. I do not speak. I mean, I understand it. I understand it, but I don't speak it. Speak English, please. Yes, please do speak English. me only German, me not understand. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. Guten Tag, I suppose. Who is Eze? Yeah. Yeah, Thomas Frank. Aye. But I'm not here to talk about Arsenal, but... Lads, it's Tottenham. Honestly, it's so funny. Tottenham is the easiest team to beat, I swear now. But Man City cannot. It's peak comedy. Truly, Tottenham is peak comedy. It is, as they say, Spursy, best words ever invented. And lads, it's Tottenham. Let's move on from Spursy. Can we still win the league? I mean, yeah. If Man City wins 26 games in a row, Man City will win the Premier League games in a row. Man City will win the Premier League. Is that likely to happen? No. But it can happen, theoretically speaking. So yes, Man City can win the league. Again, I went over this before. We've turned an 8-point gap into a 3-point gap in half a season before, when having a worse team and losing at the Emirates during that period of time. Now we play at the Etihad, we can win that game, and it's a smaller gap, and there's more games left to go. So, yes, it's that simple. Yes. We will win the league. Bro, if I'm Viana, I'm getting Gibbs White and Anderson. Let the players fight for that midfield position. Again, I'm not sure about Anderson, but I'd happily take a Gibbs White. We need Chelsea and Arsenal to drop points against each other. Don't really. If we beat Chelsea and draw Chelsea, we're above them. Beat and draw Chelsea, we play them twice in January, we're above them. Beat Arsenal at the Etihad, where, let's say because we drew Chelsea, we dropped by 2 points. So we're 9 points behind. We beat them at the Etihad, we're 6 points behind. Now Arsenal, 1 loss, 2 draws. And voila. Difference is made. Eze getting hyped because he scored against a piss poor Tottenham. Arsenal fans said it's only Liverpool. Eze from Palace that plays for Arsenal now. Yeah, but Eze that rejected Tottenham and then scored a hat-trick on their head top. Scored the first hat-trick in a London derby in 38 years. Ooh. Yo, that's kind of mad, actually. Anyhow, let's get into this team. How about that? Oops. Let's not get into this team, I suppose. There you go. So, I'm not gonna spend much time on this. I'm not gonna bother too much. It's very obvious. Gonzalez instead of Rodri. I just noticed that. It's very obvious, I repeat. This team is gonna be pretty much the same that we've been playing. I'll put Reinders in there instead of Silva, because Silva needs a rest. Listen, Silva is an older player. This is the thing, yeah? Silva is an older player, and he can't play every game in a row. Maybe rest him. I don't think this Leverkusen team will be the biggest problem in midfield. So that is not my biggest concern. We just play good against Leverkusen, do the same setup, see if it works, make changes if it doesn't work, and bang. We can beat Leverkusen. I'm not gonna stick too long on this lineup. The lineup makes sense for me. We have easy games, easier, should I say, games coming up. So this is not the time to rotate. We have Marmoush on the bench. If we need a goal, put Marmoush on earlier. We have players on the bench. I think Silva is on that bench. If with a goal up or two and you need control, put Silva on. If you need to fix up defense, put Gusenov on. We have players on that bench. That's the important thing. You might not rate the players, but we have those players. We have Aït-Nouri. If you've got problems attacking-wise, you might bring on Aït-Nouri. Let's say you take off Cherki. You bring on Aït-Nouri. You shift Foden to the right wing, you put O'Reilly in the 10. Or O'Reilly maybe in the double pivot with Gonzalez and Reinders in the 10. You can mix and you can do so many things when you think outside of the box. So just start with the starting 11, see how it goes, put Reinders in there instead of Silva for me. And for the rest, you should be golden. I think we should be golden. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the Josh is your Arsenal YouTuber, by the way. We don't need to spend too much time on the starting 11. The important thing is we need to just get these players to click, because sometimes, I mean, go look at the Newcastle game, right? In the Newcastle game, exact same lineup as against Liverpool. We battered Liverpool. Then you go look at how we played against Newcastle. Intensity, not there. Technique, actually lacking from some technical players. All of this stuff that we're expecting from these players, just lacking. We need them to click. We can take players off if they're not clicking. We can shift players around if they're not clicking, but we need them to click. And when they don't, change it. If they're not firing on all cylinders and we need a goal, change it. If Haaland is dropping a sinker, be brave enough to bring on Marmoush. If we're chasing a goal, let's say it's 1-1, we want that 2-1, and Haaland is dropping a biblical sinker, be brave enough to put on Marmoush and take him off. Be brave enough. If Doku, Foden, Sherky, Reinders, Gonzalez, all of them the same. Rodri, what about him? I don't think he'll start. But maybe this is a time where he can come off the bench. So, I really think we should not be struggling too badly against this Leverkusen team. Are you crazy? Anderson is the profile we need and Pep rates him. Pep says a lot of things though. This is the problem with Pep, he lies. Pep Guardiola would have you believe that, what's his name? Huang from Wolves. What's his name? Huang, something like that. He would have you believe that he's world class. That's the problem with Pep. He says these things, but does he mean these? That's two different conversations to be had. Because my problem with Anderson is he does only one thing. Ask Anderson to do off the ball, on the ball, retention, forwards, backward. Ask him to do all 5 of that. He won't. Anderson is very good at one thing. But this is the problem. We have Tijani Reinders, who is very good at one thing. Do people rate Tijani Reinders? When you play at Man City, you need to be good at everything. Anderson isn't. And Anderson, I don't think he offered something new. Kovacic already brings what Anderson brings. I would just get Gibbs White. Gibbs White does everything Anderson does, and he does more. I'd just get Gibbs White, to be honest. And Gibbs White is much more experienced as well, because, I mean, hey, we've talked about this before. Experience. Anderson, he's not that experienced, is he? I don't know how old he is. I'm just checking. Yeah, he's 23. I just looked it up to check, but he's only 23. This squad is sorely lacking in experience already. Do we want another inexperienced player in there? I don't think so. Give me Gibbs White. Give me a player like Gibbs White, should I say. Someone who's experienced, can do those things, and does not need time. I don't want a project player. Fuck the projects. We're here to win a title now. Project players don't help to that. Why are you so positive, Sudden? I don't think I'm being very positive, Rosa. Okay, why are you so positive suddenly? Is this supposed to be a gimmick, Alf? No? But I'm just describing what I see. Because last season, hey, here's a fact. Last season, when we beat Wolves, I said we're not winning any trophies this season. Last season, when we beat Wolves, we were second in the league. I think we were 3 points off top. I said we're not winning any trophies. I said this team is dysfunctional. I said Pep is not fixing any of the issues. I was saying all of these things. I was not being positive then. None of the fan base had caught on yet that we were fucked in that period of time. I had caught on. I said we weren't gonna win shit. And guess what? We didn't win shit. Anderson is no Jamal, by the way. Anderson is nowhere near Jamal. Anderson could be 10 times the player he is now. He still would not be half the player Jamal is. That is a ridiculous comparison. It's like saying it's like when you say Savio is inexperienced. Oh, but Jamal. Savio, in his prime, on steroids, times 20 in the future, will not be half the player Jamal is right now. That's a ridiculous comparison. But I said, when the fan base was still calm last season, we're fucked this season. Now I'm saying, I'm not sure about if we're winning a title, but has Pep Guardiola made the same mistake twice this season? Because I blame every single point loss this season on Pep. Every single point loss this season. But has he made the same mistake twice? Against Tottenham, Pep made a mistake. He brought on Ake instead of O'Reilly. O'Reilly started every game since, except for the Brighton game. Brighton game, he played injured Ait-Nouri and injured Rodri. He played O'Reilly for the rest of the season, did not start Rodri in any games where he wasn't necessary. He played Gusnov left centre back, never did that again. Played Stones over Diaz, never did that again. So, when we're comparing this season to last season, has Pep made the same mistake twice? He hasn't. He has not made the same mistake twice. So, when you look at that, you see a manager who's fixing mistakes he makes. So, you have a manager. Man City has won titles before Pep Guardiola, by the way, dumbass. When you look at a manager, last season, Pep Guardiola made the same mistake over and over. Same mistake over and over. So I said then, when the fan base was still calm, we're not winning a title. But right now, first of all, our squad is better. Not by a lot, but it is better. And Pep is not making the same mistake twice. He's making mistakes, but he's not making the same mistake over and over. So it's different. It's completely different. Silva has to be dropped from midfield. We were exposed against Newcastle. I agree with that much. Listen, I think maybe Silva, hear me out, maybe Silva is an older player who can't play every game. Maybe Silva can play games, but should not be playing. I think he played like 10 games in a row. Maybe he shouldn't do that. Maybe Silva is a good player, but an old player who doesn't have the legs anymore to do what he used to do. Maybe it's that. I agree. I want to rest Silva as well. I think this is the moment. Drop Silva. Let him rest a bit. Let Rangers play. We should be fine with Rangers against Leverkusen. So I agree with that. My team in a 4-2-3-1. Donnarumma. Of course. I don't think anyone is really... I don't think anyone is really going to argue about that. Donnarumma. Then right back, Nunez. Looks like... you might put Gusnov in there, but I think you wouldn't start him, right? That's my logic. So I'm going with Diaz as well. With Nunez as well. Then Diaz, Gvardiol, absolutely. O'Reilly, yes. Reinders, Nico. And right wing Bernardo, Cam, Sherky. And left wing Doku. And then striker is of course going to be Haaland. So you're putting Sherky in to 10 and putting Bernardo right wing. I see the idea. It's the same idea that we've played numerous games last season, but then it's Cherki in the 10. I'd prefer Cherki on that right wing role, to be honest. Right wing inverting. That's what I prefer Cherki in. He did stop a howler against Newcastle, though. But I miss when Mane kicked Edison in the head. That's a little bit... if you're condoning violence... I'm gonna be honest, if you're gonna be in here condoning violence, you need to go back to primary school, mate. You sound like an edgy teenager looking for attention. I'll miss when Mane kicked Edison in the head. Really, bro? How old are you? 12? 13? 14? Am I too high? Should I be going down? When Marmoush... sorry, I completely misread that. We need Marmoush to play on the left and push Doku to the right wing. Do you think... I'm not taking the piss here. I'm genuinely asking. Do you think that makes a difference? If Doku plays on the right or on the left? I don't think he played poorly against Newcastle as well, by the way. I think he played okay. But here's the thing. You've got a portion of the fan base saying he was world class against Newcastle. He wasn't. He was okay against Newcastle. And he played on the left. He was incredible against Liverpool and he played on the left. So... Should we push Doku to the right? I'm genuinely asking because I'm not sure what the logic there is. Let me skip this because you're talking to each other. Come on, Grealish, dunk on the slot. Oh yeah, Man United is playing right now, aren't they? I forgot about that. Yeah, Man United is playing. Guye took a red card though. Straight red. Aye. Yeah, Man United will probably win that one. It is at Old Trafford. And Everton is already down on a red card. So they can win. Man United win this game, beat Crystal Palace, beat West Ham, beat Wolves, only to be denied by Bournemouth. Oh, we will be there. We'll be there. Close enough, isn't it? Close enough. We need to stop this bullshit high line. Let defenders do their job and let attackers do their job. Well, it's not that simple when you're... It's not that simple when you're playing against a low block. I agree. Man City need to be more... Man City need to sit in a deep block more. I agree with that. It's not as simple as drop the high line. Against Leverkusen, we'll probably have to come out a bit. But we should have the midfield to play a high line. Last season, I would have gone to a mid block. Because teams were not sitting in a low block against us. They weren't failing us. And teams were countering us with ease. Right now, I think we just need to get the midfield right. Get Gusnov back to fitness. And on the counter, we'll be pretty much invulnerable. If I'm being quite honest. Haaland was trash against Newcastle. No, he wasn't. He had one good opportunity. He didn't score it, but he scored 14 goals this season, so... And he had one chance from outside of the box from 25 yards out after... He just barely got to the ball. Because he had to rush to even get to that ball. Yeah, he miscontrolled it. Do you expect Haaland to score one or the other? Yeah. But he wasn't trash. His workout, his general play is still solid. His hold-up was good. So, I don't think it's fair to say he was trash against Newcastle. We need Marmoush instead of Foden. Energy and power and goals. Maybe Foden also needs a rest. Yeah, I need Marmoush game time as well. That's fair, but I'm not sure about starting him ahead of Foden, because you might start him ahead of Rangers. But my idea, because I'm guessing this is from me saying into Newcastle game, right? And watch long to bring on Marmoush. But my idea was we were getting outclassed, out-energied in midfield against Newcastle. So we bring in energy, we bring in someone who can bring goals, attacking threat, all of that. That is Marmoush. I don't think that translates to this game, because this game is going to be against a weaker midfield. This Bayer Leverkusen midfield is less physically imposing than the midfield we played against Newcastle. So the same ideas do not quite apply. But yeah, sure, give Marmoush game time. I want Marmoush to get more game time. Stop choosing... oh, sorry, you're talking to Tausif. Foden can hold the bench for Reindeer. I mean, this is... I think what we're doing here is we're rating the players who aren't playing. When Reinders was playing, nobody was happy with him. When Reinders isn't playing, he's the savior. I don't quite think that's the case. Well, right now, we have no physicality in our team without Rodri. Wharton is injury prone. I don't rate Wharton either. Don't rate Wharton either. So, it doesn't really matter. If you want physicality in our midfield, Gibbs White is the name. He's got an all-round profile, got work rate, he's got experience. Again, experience. We need experience right now. Can't be doing project players at the moment. We need experience, something to hold fast on. That is what Gibbs White brings. Not Wharton, not Baleba, not Onana, not these types of players. Okay, well that's just a lie, Teal. Yeah, Guye. Yeah. Man United is probably gonna win. Is Jamalek? I mean, yeah, I addressed this already. No way you're talking about Pep. If we don't win anything this season, Pep must go. I mean, yeah, he's kind of the reason why. He is kind of the reason why we are in this situation to begin with. So I think he will go if we don't win anything this season. But I do think we'll win something. I don't think we're going trophyless. Also, I addressed this earlier, but Joe Mercer. Voila, that's one manager already who took us from the second division, won the first division. You know what Leicester did? You know how Leicester got promoted, survived relegation, won the league title? Yeah, imagine that. That is what Joe Mercer did with Man City. But Joe Mercer was the guy who got us promoted, got us to survive, got us to win the title, then won the cup after that, so we continued to be good, then won the Cup Winners' Cup and Carabao Cup. It was called the Milk Cup, I believe, back then. It had a different name. I don't know the exact name back then. A double, the first European Cup and English trophy double in English football history. Joe Mercer. So that's just not true. Then you look at Mancini. He took our team from 9th when he took over to winning the title in 1.5 years, 2.5 years, something like that. Pellegrini won the title in his debut season, won the Carabao Cup in his final season. So this is just not true. And, in fact, let's go harder, yeah? If you go back to 1968, Man United has won the title with only one manager, Alex Ferguson. Man City has won the title with Joe Mercer, with Mancini, Pellegrini, and Pep. Since 4 managers against 1 since 1968. So, only good City manager, that's just not true. Did Pep miss those settings against Newcastle? Exactly my point. Pep is not to blame for everything. Yeah, absolutely. There's stuff that I blame Pep for. There's absolutely stuff that I will blame Pep for. And I have blamed Pep for a long time. But it's not just Pep own. Pep did not miss those chances against Newcastle, as you say. So there are things that Pep is fucking up. But it's not only Pep. I agree with this. I agree with this. Does Sherky need to start? He looks good so far off the bench. If we want to give someone time, let Sherky have some time. He gets output already. Give Sherky time. Yeah, but why wouldn't you start him? He's played one bad game against Newcastle, where everyone was bad. One okay game, I don't think it was as bad as people say, against Liverpool. And a bunch of good games. Dortmund. What was the game? Where he assisted 2 goals to Haaland. Wait, what game was that? I forgot. As you can see, I have very short-term memory. But Sherky has played multiple good games, has played one bad game, one okay game. Why wouldn't we start him? If you want to rest him, if you want to rotate him, if you want to do all of that, we get Leeds United up next. And what would you play right now if you drop Sherky? Because what are the other options right now without Sherky? Prediction Liverpool PSV. You know what, yeah? PSV is absolutely cooking right now. I hate to say it. And Liverpool is... I mean, Liverpool is still Liverpool, though. And their Champions League form is a bit better than their domestic form. There's no way Liverpool lose. And if Liverpool do lose... well, we'll be talking. I got no school tomorrow because of... oh yeah, there's a lot of protests right now. And strike right now in Belgium. Bit annoying. Yeah, I won't be watching. I won't be watching this because I'm not even gonna be home. Big up to Ethan. Big up. How are you? Yeah, Savio better do something then. Tobias Stiller is referee for Sporting Lisbon. He was referee. Hey, he was referee for that game. We're gonna win. Goal Everton. Goal Everton, guys. Goal for Everton. Dewsbury Hall. Old Trafford. The swamp. It's once again blown away by a mid-table Premier League team. No matter how deep we go, can't go that deep. Just can't go that deep. No matter how deep we go. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to watch them right now. Not Everton. To watch Man United right now. Beautiful. Sherky was not even bad against Newcastle. He was creating for the team. I disagree. Sherky was bad. He created a little bit, but he didn't create enough. Other than creating, he did not control the game. He did not link the play. He didn't bring calm. He lost the ball a lot. So I disagree. Sherky was poor. But he was not the poorest. He was not the sole reason. And if players around Sherky didn't drop as bad as Sinker as they did, maybe Sherky would have had less responsibility in doing other people's job and would have played better. So, yeah. I think it's, again, it's very easy to say Sherky played terrible, drop him. But at the same time, it's a lie to say he didn't play bad. He did play bad. But what does that mean? He wasn't the worst player on the pitch by a country mile. He did still do some positive things, even if he did overall play badly. And he was trying. He was trying to do his job. He fucked up, okay. He's played more good than he's played bad. Nunez right wing, Husnov right back. Why? Sure, that could work. But why? Why start Husnov now? Why not give him time off the bench? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Why not just give Husnov time off the bench? Why not bring Husnov off the bench this game? Why start Husnov in this game? I think that's redundant. You can play Nunez right. I absolutely agree, by the way. Nunez is right now our most potent winger. I'm not gonna say best or this or that, but he's our most potent winger. He's the one who gets assists, who gets goals, who is experienced. But why should we bench Jetki right now when we get the opportunity to rest and rotate in the next 5 league games? We literally have the perfect opportunity for rotation, rest, experimentation in the upcoming games. Why do it now? We have 1 game left until we get a stretch of games where we can do this experimentation. Why change everything now? Is it that drastic? Did we not play incredible against Liverpool? Were there not ways to... Did we not play good against Newcastle in the second half? Second half, we were better than Newcastle. First half, we were diabolically bad, but second half, weren't. So, I'd wait for Leeds. I'd wait for Leeds to do this. I'm fine with doing this, but I'm not fine with doing this now. I'd wait for Leeds. Hey. Lads, it's Tottenham. Sunday, Club Brugge, Antwerp. On Sunday, yes. Well, first Champions League. Let's worry about Champions League first. Noah Lang against Karabakh. Hey, my baller. He's gonna chef up Karabakh. Champions League prediction tomorrow and Wednesday. I guess I'll give my prediction for tomorrow. Now, I'm guessing you mean Club Brugge for Wednesday. Club Brugge, I think we'll beat Sporting 1-0. I'll go with 1-0. Sure, give me an Arsenal scoreline. Why would we sack Pep? Why wouldn't we? Why would we not if we don't win anything? Right now, don't sack him. But if at the end of the season we don't win anything, and there's an opportunity to get someone better, why not? Every manager has the point in their career where they're washed. We're gonna see, at the end of this season, is Pep washed or is Pep not washed? And by the way, I was earlier saying we still have a chance in a title race, so I'm not saying sack Pep, I'm not saying that. Just saying, we continue being shit. Why wouldn't you? Our Belgium politics is a joke. Well, I'd like to avoid politics, especially Belgian politics. Because, wow, they're bad right now. So I'd like to avoid them, actually. Battlefield, perfect lineup against Madrid. Need to get there first. We're not in the place right now to be skipping past the games. We're not right now in the place where we can look past these. Still have to beat Leverkusen. We can't look past Leverkusen. We can't even look past Newcastle. We need to just go one at a time right now. That's the biggest thing. We need to focus and be one at a time and stay humble, as Erling Haaland once said. That's for me the most important thing. But for this game, Bayer Leverkusen, Man City, at home, Man City has been good. It's away that Man City has been problematic. That must be solved, but that is not relevant for this game. This is a home game. I back City to win every home game. Away games, more difficult, more thought, because we've been bored away, as I've said 10 million times already. At home, we will win. I will predict 3-1. Excuse me, 3-1 to Man City. That's what I'll predict. 3-1. Erling Haaland gets a goal. Cherky gets a goal. Because he needs one. And let's throw in Gvardiol. Or O'Reilly. It's been a while since one of our defenders got a goal. So let's throw in one of those guys. Yeah, I'll go with that. I think 3-1 to Man City. Club Brugge prediction. Yeah, 1-0 to Club Brugge. That's what I'm saying. By the way. Let me show my screen again. Enzo Maresca. I decided to be a manager because of Pep Guardiola's Barcelona. I don't think no one can be compared to that Barcelona and Pep. I think they changed football in Spain. Every club was trying to play that way. And then Pep moved to Germany and everyone was trying to play that way. The Germany national team, they won something in those... This is common football knowledge, but Pep literally sabotaged the German national football team by... let's not do this. I think Pep came to England and many clubs tried to do something similar. And also England in terms of the national team. So I don't think anyone can be compared to Pep. Because I think the last 20-25 years he changed football. Okay, so Jose Mourinho changed football. He changed football in England, in Italy, and in Spain. But oh, that's defensive football. We're not supposed to care about revolutionizing defending, only revolutionizing attack, right? Because when it's fancy, you're supposed to care. When it's not fancy, you're not supposed to care. Right, gotcha. So there's a lot of managers. There are a lot of managers who have revolutionized football. So this is waffle. Pep, you can make an argument he's the chiefest, but saying that he's unique because he revolutionized football on his own, that's just not true. Plenty of managers have done that. Again, you can argue Pep is the chiefest amongst them. That's fine. But, I mean, that's ridiculous. Donnarumma, after conceding one of Man City goalkeeping coaches in training. This is what people do when they're unemployed. This is unemployed news, isn't it? Anyhow. I'm going to go through one last thing here before I call it wraps. Michael says PSV win against Liverpool. Really? Ooh. That'd be interesting. To round up on here. Last piece of stuff to talk about before we round up. First of all, why is Josko saying this? I'm not sure. He's okay. I think he's coming back to the training ground today. I can't wait to see him. Mentally strong. He accepted it. The injury, really good. Of course, we're going to miss him. I guess maybe 3 or 4 months out. I don't know. It's difficult to tell. Why is Josko saying this? This is not something Josko is supposed to be saying, but okay. I guess the most important thing is he recovers well and then prepares for the end of the season and next season as well. Okay, chill. Sounds good. Right now, Kovacic is a mess. He really is. Kovacic is physical. You look at that Newcastle game, we're physically destroyed, beaten, manhandled. Go on Kovacic, that ends. Kovacic manhandles the bully. Kovacic bullies the bully. That's what he does. Kovacic, fit, play him against Newcastle, we win that game. That's not an excuse. It is not an excuse. It's a factual statement. And the thing is, yeah, We still need to find out a way to win those games. Not an excuse. We should have won that game, we didn't. That is our fault. But it does show the type of player we need. A physical player in midfield who can play the 8, can run, can go forward to get a goal once in a while, can defend. And is experienced. That man is none other than Gibbs White. And again, that's just an example. You can get anyone who fits that profile. But I think Gibbs White is the most likely. So, I'll leave it up there. I think Man City win. If Man City win, it's the start of a winning run. Let's go that way. It's the start of a winning run. I just said 3-1 like 2 minutes ago. But 3-1 is my prediction. Wim says 4-0. He's confident. I don't think we'll get a 4-0, but hey, we'll see. By the way, Echeverry, I didn't really talk about him. Do we care? He's not gonna play, is he? He's been on the bench constantly. He's been on the bench constantly for Leverkusen. I don't really care about Leverkusen's team like that. So yeah, I'll just leave it there. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.